Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Brendon Burchard, author of the #1 New York Times bestselling book, The Millionaire Messenger, and welcome to video number 2 of the Total Product Blueprint video training series. In the first video, we kind of created a phenomenon. Thank you for all your comments and the excitement behind that. I told you about, in video number 1, how do you create products and programs as an expert, as an author, speaker, coach, seminar leader, online marketer. I taught you 12 different types of products and programs, from ebooks and teleseminars and audios and DVDs and subscription programs, seminars, masterminds, speaking, coaching programs, tools, templates. I talked to you about all the different ways you can monetize your knowledge, and I showed you with each of those 12 types, how do you make at least $100,000 a year in each one of those product categories. I showed you all the math, and I also gave you an outline for how you would go and create your own products. Very simple outline that anyone could do. Matter of fact, at the end of the video, if you didn't see it, I issued a $1,200 contest where I said, look, go out and create a video following this formula, following this outline, post it on YouTube, bring it back to the thing, post it, and whoever wins, post the best one, will win $1,200. So if you missed that, make sure you check it out. In this second video, here's what I want to do with you. If the first one was about product creation and about the opportunity of what you can create, this one's really about, well, how do you market it now? How do you get the information out? So I'm going to teach you 7 different web pages you must have. So if you're an author or a speaker or a coach, seminar leader, online marketer, anyone who wants to get their information out with the knowledge that you have, how do you do that? How do you get that information out there online so you get paid over and over and over and again for your products and programs? I'll also cover, gosh, what do you make sure you must do in your marketing so that people buy? So I'll cover the 6 reasons people don't buy from you. But to begin, let me walk you back into time a little bit and tell you about how I got started in all of this. And I'll share with you, well, gosh, how does one get started doing this? How does people get involved in this, and how can you as well? You know, the way I got involved in all this isn't some big strategy play. It was something that maybe has brought you to this place here too, and that's something changed in my life. Maybe you're going through a dramatic change. Maybe you're looking for, what's the next stage in my life? What am I going to do with the next part of my career? Or, gosh, now I've retired, what else am I going to do? Or you're just starting out your career and you're saying, what am I going to do to monetize what I know? See, the new economy is driven by knowledge. It's driven by content specifically. And at a time in our world where everybody's looking for answers and looking for the next step, if you have any wisdom or knowledge or information or advice that can help them get to that next step, I don't care if that next step is teaching people how to be better parents, or teaching them how to get a job, or teaching them how to buy a house, whatever it is that you have in your memory banks, in your knowledge, the advice or expertise that you have, whether it's improving their lives or growing their businesses, you can monetize that, and you can make a lot of money, and more importantly, you can help a lot of people. You know, there's a lot of people out there looking for some advice and knowledge and help right now, and if you're somebody who has that advice and knowledge and help, then all we have to do is get you to take that knowledge out of your brain and package it into different types of products and programs that people can buy online. Now, this industry, I just call it the expert industry, because people come to people like you and myself for expertise, for advice and knowledge on a certain topic to solve their problems. So I just call it the expert industry. I didn't even know this thing existed. You know, this isn't like a course you take in college, right? They don't teach you how to be an entrepreneurial expert in college. No one ever says in college, well, here's how to be a guru or a person who makes a career off of sharing their advice. I didn't have any clue about this. My story began with a car accident. When I was a 19-year-old kid, I happened to go down to the Dominican Republic for a job, and one night, rounding a corner, going 85 miles an hour, I met the end. You know, I got to that point where, as we rounded that corner, we flipped off the road several times, and I learned about the end of life. And it was very dramatic for me. I learned that at the end of our lives, you know, we're all going to ask the same basic questions. We're going to ask, did I live, did I love, and did I matter? Maybe you've heard my story before, but you know, I just wanted to, afterwards, I wanted to tell people about that. I wanted to say, you know, and shout from the rooftops, hey, if you've ever been in a situation where you're trying to start your life anew, or you're trying to change your life, here's 3 questions you should know. Did I live, did I love, did I matter? And start living your life so you're happy with the answers to those questions at the end. So that was my story. And I felt like I had a mission to share that. But of course, I went back to college, and I did what you're supposed to do. I stayed on the college ladder, and I just kept working towards getting a corporate job someday and having an income. And while I was going through that, I was having a tough time because a lot of people were saying, well, Brendon, you're so different after your accident, and you're all energized about life and stuff like that. And no one seemed to be able to understand me, and I didn't know how I could get my message out there. I just wanted to tell people, I wanted to shout from the rooftops. You will ask, did you live? Did you love? Did you matter? And I was freaking out about it inside. And one night I happened to flip on the television, and here's this guy, right? This big, huge giant of a guy with these big teeth, and he understood something that I understood about living life passionately, about making it count. And I so resonated with this person, and it was my first exposure to this thing, what I call the expert industry. And there on television was this big guy named Tony Robbins. And he was there, and he was offering a program. And his program was called Personal Power 2. And he was, it was such a motivational thing I saw on television. He was saying, buy my 30-day program and it will change your life. And I was like, wow. I was interested for two reasons. One, I wanted to change my life. Two, I was like, this guy is selling his information, selling his advice about things. How does that work? So it was the second purchase I ever made on a credit card, Personal Power 2. I must have listened to this thing 500 times. You can see it's pretty beat up. I think I bought this exact one. I think that year was 2000. No, this is 1996 was this first program from Tony. And now I'm blessed to count him as a friend and a mentor. But I bought that program, and it changed my life. And I guess the reason I'm here with you now is that I remember listening to Tony in the car and thinking, I have some things to share with the world too. Why can't I be that voice someday? And I guess that's a question I have for you too. Why can't you be that voice for other people? Why can't you take what you know about life and put it into a product or a program that can serve other people, that can inspire them and change their lives? Why can't you be the person to do that? After Tony's programs, I probably bought every single advice guru out there in personal growth and in business, and I was just trying to change my life. I was listening to all of it, but I was also always studying, what is it specifically that they are doing to get their message out there? What is it specifically they are doing to grow their businesses? Because I want to do that too. But again, I was in college. No one ever told me I could go out and do this, but I just had a passion for helping people. And at the time when I was in college, I started helping students become better leaders on campus. I was that hugely motivational kid. I was so passionate about everything I was doing, and I was just living life like a live wire. Sometimes healthy, sometimes not. But I was just alive. I was a spark plug in college. And so people started following me. Other students would listen to advice I had, and it was crazy. And so finally, as part of my senior project, a professor asked me, write down everything you know about leading all these students. Why can you get all these kids together to do things, whether it's go camping or go to the bar or study for a test? How do you do it? So I sat down, I wrote something that eventually became the Student Leadership Guide, which was my first book. And I wrote this, put it in a binder, went off and got a real job in corporate America as a leadership development trainer. And one of the reasons I got that job is because I wrote something on it. Now, it didn't look nice like this. It was literally in a binder. I went and took the job. A couple years into the job, all of a sudden I get these calls from colleges saying, hey, Brendon, could you come and speak to us on this topic of student leadership? And I started speaking to colleges, and I started finding I was as passionate about that as I was my corporate job. And I was so passionate about helping other people, I just had to figure it out. So I finally made the leap, and I started doing my own thing. I started putting up websites. I started offering my products and programs online, and everything started taking off. And I made a decision one day, I'm going to tell this story about how I've transformed and changed my life, but I don't want it to be about the Brendon Show. And I wrote this book called Life's Golden Ticket. And now this is in, I think, 23 different countries. And here's the deal, though. You don't have to write books. You can, and they're a great thing to do, and we'll be teaching you that in the greater course called Total Product Blueprint. If you want to write a book, I'll show you exactly how to write a book. Here's the outline, here's how to get an agent, here's how to do the proposal, here's how to get a publisher. I'll teach you all that, but that's just one vehicle, as you learned in the first video, of 12 that you can really monetize. And then it was just like boom, 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 and everything started broadening from there. I built all these products and programs that have made me millions of dollars, but more importantly have served literally millions of people around the world. And that's what I'm really honored by, is that my message is now helping people, and I think you can do that too. Look, you've been through a lot in life. Why not package that together in products and programs that can serve other people? And it's a lot easier than you think. I mean, I remember when I first went to do this program, a program I have called Experts Academy. and I was going to create an audio course for it, and I was really intimidated by it. I was like, gosh, how do you create an audio course? Because, of course, my first model was Tony's 30-disc audio program. Well, it's really easy to create a 6-disc audio program. So I started with that, and I thought it was going to be so hard. You know what I did? I sat in front of this computer, this exact computer right here, and I connected a microphone to it, and I spoke on 6 different topics for 1 hour each. And that pumped out an MP3 of each of the CDs. Then I took those MP3s, I sent them to a fulfillment provider, and they sent me back a template for the design of this thing. I forwarded the template to a designer. I paid, I think, $200. They made it look all cool like this, right? Took some images I had, gave it to them, and then the manufacturer, we sent the template back to them. The manufacturer created this thing, and now this is up for sale online, and we can sell it. Wow. All I did is record 6 MP3s. I emailed them to somebody. They took that, and then they created this thing that I now sell online with the 7 web pages I'm going to teach you to create, right? But there's other things you can do. Maybe you don't want to speak it. Maybe you want to look and you want to talk to a video camera. So I've created a DVD program on that product and program, right? 1 single CD that you can sell for $97. What if you took what you put it on a DVD program, a 2-disc DVD program, and you sold it for $97 each? And what if you sold 100 a month? Well, $97 times 100, that's $9,700 extra a month you could make from this little guy. Would that change your life? An extra 10 grand a month, would it change your life? See, I started finding it does, and I know I'll talk a lot about money in this video because I think money is important, because the more money you have, the more you can sustain your message. But there it was, and there's other things you can do, that I've just, we've shot a seminar before. We did a seminar called High Performance Academy. We filmed the whole thing, and now there's a DVD home study course that people can take. It's 10 discs, and we sell this one. I think this one's now like $600 or $1,000 online, and boom, they can buy that over and over and over again. I've done seminars where we charged $10,000 per ticket for the seminar. Then we sold the DVDs for $10,000 to that group. Not bad, right? I've written another book called The Millionaire Messenger. You probably heard of that. We hit #1 New York Times bestseller on it. That was pretty awesome. But all of this doesn't mean you have to be the expert. I've got other products and programs where I just interview other experts. Here's a great example of kind of full circle coming.